Divide my presentation into two. A lot of people are asking, what do I do here? So my first presentation is going to show you what the family does here. In the second presentation, I'll talk to you about what are the values that we take when we do business in Nigeria here. Okay, that's me when I was a young boy. So I'm going to show you the time after I was. Now, I went to school in Malaysia. Then I went to Fort Wayne, and then I went to Houston to study marketing before venturing back to Indonesia. And in 1988, I made a journey to Nigeria. I actually came here for a weekend to meet my brother. And he said, upon arrival here, why don't you move to Nigeria? And I said, you know, let's have a couple more beers and go back to Indonesia. But my first stay here was a month and a half. I didn't go back. And then I went back to my family. This was in May 1988. And I came back here in 1st September 1988, my whole family. And I told my brother, right, it's been a long weekend, you know, what Nigeria can do to you. But I fell in love with Nigeria. And that's why I came back and I said, this is going to be my home. This is where I bring up my kids, and my kids were all educated here. And ever since then, I'll just share with you my journey of what we're doing in Nigeria. That's me as a young man. It's a privately owned group. It's a family-run business, and we actually have businesses in 6 countries. We employ more than 8,000 people today, and our total revenue in the last year, 2011, actually 700 million. It's a bit more than this. Our headquarters is based in Singapore. We have our own corporate office, but I am based here. This is where I live. Now, this is an important slide for us in terms of how do we think. Okay? Our philosophy is based on these 5 guiding principles that we use and we share with everyone. First is trust. In anything you do, you must trust the person you're dealing with. And this applies both to business life and personal life. Right? The second, mutual respect. In whatever we do, we must share respect between each other. Unless you have respect for the other person, you cannot do business or you can't even have a relationship. Third, win-win. In any venture that we do, we always look out for win-win. It shouldn't be a zero-sum game for one company. Okay? And the same thing again applies to personal relationship. If you have a personal relationship, whether it's a friend, it's a wife, a son, a daughter, you must have the attitude of win-win. Then, long-term commitment. Any business that we look at, we first see, what do we see as the end game for us? What do we see this business being 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? So, again, the same thing applies to the personal relationship. Right? If you have a personal relationship, there's a friend, wife, what are you looking at? Are you going to live with the person for the rest of your life? Is this the person you're going to live for the rest of your life? And then transparency. Whatever you're motivated to do, whatever you want to do, be very clear about it. Be transparent so everybody sees you from day one what you are all about. And once they can see that, any business partner understands you where you're coming from. Our values that we carry when we do business are, first, you must have entrepreneurship. So you must be willing to think, you must be willing to dream, you must be daring to dream, that's what you do. Then you must be creative. You must be creative. Creative means you don't have to do business as usual. You can do business in different ways. In Nigeria, it's a bit more challenging because infrastructure is not there. So what do? You have to be creative in what you want to achieve successfully here. Trust. Trust your people. Right? We employ now close to 6,000 people in Nigeria. And you know, I must say this, I haven't had a one-day strike my entire time here. All our employees love what we do in terms of our values because we trust them. Okay? That's the first rule that we apply here. Trust people. Lastly, I don't run my businesses day to day. Right? Our businesses are now all decentralized. We employ people who now run our businesses because I'm not going to be every day. I'm not going to live forever. Right? So how do I decentralize my business and say, okay guys, now it's time for you to run a business. This is a bit of a background of how long we've been here. The group has been here since 2006. Like I said, now the figure is about 6,000 people. We do a lot of social projects here. One of our key social projects we do is we actually have a LIMS center here. And it's been operating for 2.5 years. And the LIMS center has actually benefited close to 2,500 people so far. We do a variety of business. Now it may seem that we are not focused, but in each sector, are we leaders in the business? If we are not leaders in the business, we get out of the business. Okay? So whatever sectors that we are in, we make sure that we are leaders in the business. And of course, we have a very deep knowledge about the fast-moving consumer goods here, because I think everyone knows about Indomie, but I'll explain that a little bit later. Then we use Kainu as our group brand ambassador here. What do? We are primarily into manufacturing and services. We're not a trading company. We are most known for, of course, manufacturing Indomie here. Now, Indomie started as a 1 container a month business for us. We were selling just 1 container a month in 1988. Last month we crossed 10,000 containers. Wow. It's actually sitting in Canada. We opened it about, we opened it with me, the plant Canada. Lucky Fibers is the manufacturers of Global Carpet. And Lucky Fibers is actually the largest carpet manufacturer in this part of Africa outside of Egypt. The only other larger manufacturer is in Egypt. But all Africa, we are the largest carpet manufacturers. We do woven, we do printed, we do dusted carpets. Hypohygiene, this is a new venture. We just started this last year. It actually makes clothing bleach. So it's an up-and-coming venture, but we are now market leaders in terms of clothing. Multicam is basically just focus on agrochemicals. We do blending of agrochemicals, and they also do food seasoning products, food manufacturers. VHN, this is actually a logistics provider. We went into this business actually by chance because our noodle business is growing so fast, and we found that we couldn't support the logistics business. So we decided, let's buy a company that does logistics and then work on it. Now, it may seem easy to run a logistics company, but we've been losing money for 5 years. This is the first thing that we're breaking even. But it is a necessary evil for us because without the backbone of logistics, our noodle business is not good. At Gauge Power, we focus on doing services to the power sector, primarily when we can do things like substations, supply of parts, and we have won quite a few World Bank tenders in this sector. MultiPro is actually our distribution arm, and this is the key to our success in Nigeria. It's managed to distribute noodles very successfully, it has distribution of hypo bleach, and now we're going into other food products very soon. Panabis is a company that we started many years ago, first doing Panasonic equipment, but now we are focusing on Canon imaging because Panasonic has existed, the copier business. Our new presence that we have in Nigeria, which we are now developing, is we are developing the first port, private port, and actually construction begins next month. It will become the largest deep sea port in this part of the world. And of course, part of the free port, part of the port, we are also developing the free trade zone. The free trade zone basically supports the needs of the port, creating logistic hubs, manufacturing bases, and all that. There's a slide on each center. Now, we don't talk too much about it, we don't publicize it because now we have each LIMS center is actually a charity. So it's charity work, we don't go out there and make big announcements. And that's something that my grandparents taught us. When I was growing up, they did a lot of charity work in their life, but never once did they go and promote it. So we don't promote it, but I want you to know about this because in case you have friends, family, or whoever needs help, we offer this free of charge. There's no cost. And so far we've done now almost 2,500 patients for this. This is something we're doing new. It's about to start. But the idea is this. We found that everywhere there's no toilets. You go to school, there's no toilets. You're driving on the road. You want to ease yourself, there's no toilets. This is to create a franchise system where low-cost toilets can be set up. And it's actually a business. It's actually can be run as a business. So we are developing this with the organizations like Rotary Club, and What we intend to do is to roll it out all over Nigeria over the next 3 years. Of course, we do other things in Nigeria for children and family work, motherless homes and all that. Now, we've been present in Nigeria since 1977, and because we understand the country well, we live in the country, that's why we're successful. Oh, didn't see this. I've been quite fortunate to get a few titles in my life. But the one that I cherish the most is the one that you call me Baba Indomie. That I value the most. Okay, that is really close to my heart for me. So I think I must have put a slide here just for that purpose. These are some of the pictures of what we do. These are the carpets that we make. Next one. Okay. Sorry, just go one step back. Actually, I wanted to show you, this is a machinery at the back. It's actually a printing plant. It's the only printing plant in Africa. There are no other printing plants in Africa. It means, if you give me a portrait, I can make it into carpet. That's what a printing plant does. So it's like a printing machine. Instead of putting a piece of paper, we're actually putting a piece of cloth, white cloth. We print it. So I can make any carpet. I can make a carpet that looks like this. Okay, so we're the only facility in Africa that has a printing plant. This was the inauguration of our Kaduna factory just 2 months ago. That's a picture of our Kaduna plant. Like I said, I'm very proud of this. Very, very proud of this because this is the most modern noodle plant in the world. There's no newer plants, so I'm excited about this. It's a bit of a picture showing how noodles are made. This is some of the machinery in the plant. So it's fully automated, right? Packaging, everything is all fully automated. So no humans touch it. Food product from the time it's raw material and it comes out. No human hand touches it. That's why I'm saying it's the most modern. That's our corporate office that we're building in the free zone, our port and free zone office. This is actually a man-made lake. We created this lake ourselves to surround this view. Okay, so some pictures of that. That's a good picture of the man-made lake. It's actually quite large, and we've been getting proposals from people wanting to do weddings there. So it's quite interesting. Some of our products that we do. This is the hypo bleach. That's a Canon copier. These are our trucks. Like I said, carpets. We just have to use our imagination of what we want to fit to our carpet. Good. I wanted to talk to you about this because this is what we're all about here. And these 5 guiding principles is what we talk to everyone, we inculcate into people, and we tell them, you have to follow this if you want to work with us. And it has a lot of meaning. And it took us a lot of time before deciding that this is what it's all about. And this is what we share with every employee. In fact, we spend a lot of money in training them. We spend a lot of money on training our staff. Our factories are all ISO compliance. We also have a 6 Sigma program in all our companies. So we train our people. We find that that's the most important component. Is first to train the people. If you don't train the people, you can never do things the way you want to. But we use this guiding principle all the time. So any new employee that comes to us, first page. Can you relate to this? If you can relate to this, join us. If you can't relate to any of these guiding principles, you can't work with us. And I said it earlier, this applies to personal life too. Right? We learned that it's not only applicable to a business environment, it's also applicable to personal environment. In your life, if you look at these 5 guiding principles, it's applicable. Right? Trust. You trust your wife, you trust your husband, you trust your son, you trust your friend. If you do, life is simpler, life is easy. Mutual respect. Do I respect my mom? Do I respect my dad? Does my son respect me? Because today's generation is different. You know, in the olden days, if your mother or father looked at you, you had to go and stand in the corner. Today, with your children, you have to have a dialogue. communications just completely changed. You don't dialogue with your kids. They won't talk to you. They'll be talking to the computer, they'll be on Skype. You know? So mutual respect is a very important word to us. Win-win. The same thing applies. Not just in business. In any relationship that you have. Even with our employees, right? Are my employees happy with me? Is it a win-win situation with me? Are my children happy with me? Because am I a strict father? Am I a good father? Yeah. Why am I with them? And it has to be a win-win situation. It cannot be a situation where if you're older generation, if your father told you something, you have to do it no other way.